All right. So you've accomplished a lot with this.
We have.
Yeah. Well, it started with you. You have to be driven by ego, just like all of us are. You know, to have this vision and think and believe that you can take a 20-year-old Lou and get that thing up and running and make clothes with it. That's freaking crazy. Yeah. But you also do a great job of putting that ego in check. And I'm wondering how do you discriminate between what's positive ego and what's good, and what's negative ego and what's bad? And to give a little bit of context with task unit bruiser, right? I want every one of those guys to believe that we are the best task unit in the history of the world. That's who we are. And at the same time, the dichotomy is I want them to think, oh, we need to do better. We're not good enough. We need to keep training. We can't cut any corners. And that's basically what you have to do. I have to do as individuals. I know I'm always trying to do that. What do you see from your perspective? How do you know when it's your positive ego that's going to help drive things in a positive way versus your negative ego that's going to negatively impact decisions that you're supposed to make, not based on what's the best for the company or best for the future or best for long term, but best thing for your little psycho ego that wants to just eat all these cupcakes.
So I think to succeed in life, you have to have a confidence, an ego, a swagger. And I like swagger, but you also have to be a bit naive, and ego makes you naive is really what it is. And I'll give you a good example. I have my buddy Dustin Ireland, and he's an A-10 pilot, and he's like the top A-10 pilot in the world. You know, he taught at Red Flag, he's worked for the Joint Chiefs now, and he's making his way up. Who knows where he'll end up. When we were kids, we used to do everything together, but we were so competitive. And I had an ego. He had a little bit of an ego. By 7th grade, we were almost dunking basketballs. By 8th grade, we were both dunking basketballs. I'm 6'3", he's 5'9". How does that happen? Well, you got to believe you can, right? And the way you believe you can is by having a mindset that you can't be stopped. That's ego. That's swagger. That's confidence. But it's different. It's different believing it and putting on blinders and getting into a fog than looking side to side as you're moving forward and making sure there's not a fog in front of you, and the fog is emotion, and the fog is when that wells up inside you because you need to prove something, that you're going to do this, you're going to be this. I think that it's relationship based too, where if someone's coming at you negatively and you're meeting that negativity with any emotional response, you got ego. You got ego. And at that point, you got to self-check. And I think the difference is those who are able to self-check know how to adjust their ego on the fly. You know, you got to know how to self-check. And a lot of that comes through understanding that there's a lot of people chasing you that are born every day that are going to do great things, that you're here for a moment in time, and that you're not special. But believe you're special because you are. You know, and there's a dichotomy in that also. So I think there's a lot to it. And honestly, I don't think I was a man until I was in my 30s. And I still think I'm working towards manhood. And I truly believe that. I truly believe, like extreme ownership, I believe I'm still working towards manhood. And I have a long freaking way to go. So I don't know how you teach that. I think you can listen to the lessons of others. You know, you listen to your podcast, which is very powerful for people to listen to. And I think a lot of people here, that's the reason when you talk to them, you know, in these private conversations, they it just seems like they all have the same type of mindset. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, ego is a strong and powerful tool. If it's utilized right and you harness that ego, you can do great things. But if you hang on to it like it's your only tool, you're going to fail.
You got to be careful with that one.